Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to introduce many different twists and turns, as well as revelations that will lead to saga-wide implications in this story by director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that by far, one of the biggest mysteries of the Star Wars sequel trilogy has all to do with not just Rey's lineage and or her identity, but also Rey's parents and exactly what happened to them before the events of The Force Awakens and where they really are. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams confirmed over at Star Wars Celebration that all of this will be explained in the film once it hits theaters come this December. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, a description of both Rey and Kylo Ren, with both of their lightsabers ignited, where it's said that they are fighting in a lightsaber duel, where they appear to be on a strange ship that may be Kylo Ren's Ravager ship. It's explained that as they fight, Rey and Kylo keep exchanging dialogue about their philosophies of the dark side and the light, where eventually Kylo Ren is said to get on the subject of Rey's parents, where Kylo is said to reveal something vital to Rey that she should know. It's explained that Kylo tells Rey that he did not tell her the full story about her parents while in Snoke's throne room about a year ago, and that her parents were murdered by a Sith artifact by the hands of a mysterious killer. It's explained that Kylo Ren holds hands with Rey in between their duel, where he shows her the truth where Rey begins to enter into a phase of rage. However, it's said that Kylo was saving the truth of Rey's parents for the perfect time, in order to attempt to turn her to the dark side, and that this is Kylo's way of trying to turn her from the light to the dark, by making her feel such pain and anger about her parents. The scene is said to be very emotional and dramatic, where it's unclear as to who really killed Rey's parents. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, this definitely does line directly up with how a part of Episode 9 is going to hold a bit of a murder mystery in this story, and it really does open up one's eyes as to exactly what in the world happened to Rey's parents. Now, one thing is for certain is that from what it seems, Rey's parents are long dead and have been dead for a very long time. And you can see how J.J. Abrams is kind of changing things around. Whereas in Rian Johnson, in his portrayal of how it should be done with Rey's parents is that they were nobodies and that they were just dead for no reason. Now, in The Rise of Skywalker, we are finding out more about Rey's parents, why they were killed, and the fact that they were killed by a Sith artifact really does open up something huge in Episode 9. The fact that they are adding a murder mystery aspect in The Rise of Skywalker, I think is going to create a little bit of tension for the characters of Rey, Kylo, Palpatine, maybe even Luke Skywalker for all we know. The biggest question of all is who killed Rey's parents. Now, it's said to have been done by a Sith artifact. We're not quite sure exactly what this Sith artifact really is, but it's actually done by a Sith artifact that actually killed Rey's parents, her father and her mother. Now, through the leaks that we have been going over, there's a lot of, hints and or indicators that do indeed suggest that Rey is indeed the granddaughter of Palpatine himself, which would then hence make her parents related to Palpatine, or Palpatine could have just chose randoms in order to allow Rey to be born through her mother. Kind of similar to what was actually implied in the Darth Vader comic of him initiating the birth of Anakin through Shmi. So, in this particular scene, this is said to be a manipulation technique by Kylo Ren in an attempt to actually turn Rey from the light side over to the dark side. And I think that this is very clever of Kylo Ren because he knows that Rey's parents are very important to her. He knows that she's always wondering about them and what happened to them, where they went. And Kylo Ren is now providing the legitimate truth about Rey's parents. However, the biggest question of all is, of course, does Kylo Ren know exactly who killed Rey's parents? Now, there's a lot of big mysteries out there related to Episode 9. We got, of course, not just Rey's parents, we got Rey's lineage, we got her identity, everything related to Palpatine and how he comes into the picture. This movie really is, of course, exploring many different aspects of the Star Wars franchise that fans have never seen before on the big screen, which I honestly think is a step in the right direction. Now, once we find out more about the Sith artifact, there's a lot of rumors right now that it's actually a Sith dagger that actually killed Rey's parents, which would be very interesting. Does that mean that it's a lightsaber blade, or does that mean it's just a regular knife, if you will, right? So, with that being said, Episode 9 really seems like it's a mixture of a murder mystery. You have this entire segment where there's going to be large space battles and land battles and lightsaber duels. I mean, it has to be around 3 hours long in length. As Kelly Marie Tran said, this movie is very, very long, as she stated over at D23, giving us a bit of a hint that this movie could very well be 3 hours. Let's not forget what JJ said, is that this movie can run anywhere from 5 minutes to 4 hours, which could mean that it could be 3 hours or 2 hours and 55 minutes for all we know. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.